What's the difference between an accountant and a chartered accountant?
Yeah, so accountant technically means, you finished a uni degree in accounting, and I assume you work in accounting. The Institute of Chartered Accountants is the leading industry body that people take membership in, and it's just it's an industry body that recognises a high quality of professionals. So, for example, to become a chartered accountant, you need to have had 2 to 3 years experience. They change it, I don't know what it is, but it was about 2 to 3 years experience. You also need to finish a 2-year course, and then you also have to maintain professional development every year. So it's just, it's a way of saying, it's the first grade of NRL, for example. It's the folks who have decided, I want to take my accounting career to the next level. And sort of they're the governing body on how you would do that. So that's what a chartered accountant is, yeah.
Okay, and one thing I actually love about Advisory Corp is how dedicated you guys are to small business.
Yeah, for sure.
Growing people, growing industry, growing. Like, I think that's probably the way I've always described you, is you guys help people grow.
100%.
To people, the accountant is the guy you see in June, July, August, they get your tax return done. What's the difference? What's the difference between what people think an accountant is and what you guys actually do?
For sure. So for an individual, like an accountant is that sort of once a year person where, it's a transactional type service. But for a business or for someone who's, for example, like a rental property or a business schedule on it, like a sole trader, for example, it's very wise to not wait until the end of the year to backtrack and look at the previous financial year. So we move from more a transactional relationship, like a once-off thing, to a more, transformative relationship, and to have that relationship often throughout the year. The benefits that gives you is that when you're making a big decision or as you operate your business, you're going to need some accounting or tax advice along the way. For example, I'm buying a car, I'm buying a house, I'm buying a new piece of machinery, I'm hiring staff. There's going to be things that you're going to do throughout the year that you want to be able to run past an accountant just to make sure you're all square from a tax and accounting perspective. And so that's sort of what we really hone in on. I came up through the corporate world where, it wasn't as small business focused. It was a lot more big firm, big clients and old money that's just sort of being shuffled around. But I'm in it. The reason I became an accountant is for people like you and I, for people in our generation, young, upcoming, want to start a business, want to make something of themselves and want to provide for their family. And I believe small business provides opportunities for families, for communities, and it's the cornerstone of one of the cornerstones of our society. So that's why we're so involved with small businesses, and that's why I love doing what I do. I love what I do because of my clients. Tax is a dry, tedious, topic, but I do it for the love of my clients and seeing them grow and seeing them establish the fabric of our community. Yeah.
And that term, that phrase, small business is the cornerstone of a society.
100%.
Why do you believe that to be the case? Why do you believe that to be true, especially in Sydney, Australia?
Yeah, for sure. So there's 2 or 3 things really. Number one, they're the employers. One, I can't remember what the statistic is, but a significant amount of jobs are created by small business owners. Someone who has sacrificed their own career to start a business, to provide value, whether that be a cup of coffee in the morning or whether that be, a pair of shoes that you buy, whether that be an accountant providing a service. They've sacrificed their career, they've started and created value, and in that value, they've hired other people, they've given someone a job, okay? And then finally, they're creating a community culture. So for example, when you walk into your local cafe in the morning and you're tired, you've just woken up, whatever, and then the barista remembers your name, remembers your order, has a small conversation with you, starts your day, lights up your day. When you go to that restaurant that you love, and maybe it's a cultural restaurant, you go there, you feel like you're in that culture for that hour, 2 hours. That's what a small business does to a community. When that small business sponsors a local football team, when that small business sponsors the Bunnings fundraiser or something like that, like that's why I really think small business is a backbone of our community. It's what they do for the community, in my opinion, is understated, because there's this weird phenomenon that nowadays, like if you own a business, you know, you're greedy, you're a capitalist, you're rich, we should tax you, da, 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 da. But no one sees the other side of the sacrifice, the long hours, the hard yards, the value you provide, the community you provide. No one sees that. Not as many people see that in today's society, but that's why I believe it's a part of the community. Yeah.